Welcome to Match of the Day 3. Michael Owen, Kevin Kilban and Alan Shearer are with me on a weekend where it felt the Premier League well and truly kicked off. Plenty of goals, plenty of talking points, some surprise results, a thumping for the champions as well in the Manchester derby. When you look at all these results, I suppose Liverpool losing their unbeaten record now means all the big clubs, all the sort of so-called six you might fancy for the title, have now lost a game. Yeah. Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, City, United, Spurs. That last happened in the 2006-07 season.
Which I think it'll start and settle down as the weeks go by. But I would still say after 5 games, I would still say it would be United, City, and Chelsea fighting for the league come the end of the season. But United have had a real tricky start. They've played Liverpool, they played Chelsea, and now they've played City, and haven't really performed in all 3 games. No,
as Alan says, Michael, they have played, Liverpool, Chelsea and City, but they wouldn't, 1 draw and 2 defeats out of those 3 games isn't a great return. No, well, it's an awful return.
Yeah, and the performances have been poor as well. I mean, they were better than Chelsea when they played them. Chelsea came, I felt, playing for the draw, playing for a 0-0, but they were well and truly outplayed today against Manchester City, and they were beaten up really as well by Liverpool. So yeah, it's not been a great start. David Moyes certainly wouldn't be happy with the points total so far. I was really strong on the top 3 before the season. I'm starting to like the look of a couple of teams. Certainly Spurs. I think Arsenal are doing better than I thought they would, and Liverpool as well. But I'm liking the look of Spurs. I think they could break into the top 3.
Do you feel that was the game? All right, Manchester City beat Newcastle on the opening weekend, but do you feel that Manchester derby was the game that will kick-start City's season?
Yeah, but I said today, I don't know what I'm going to get with Man City. I've found that so often over the last 18 months with them. Are they going to be the championship contenders that we expect them to be with a performance like today, or are they going to go back to the performance like they put in the other week against Cardiff? Because they still have that in them. But I suppose, can I give a mention to Everton as well, that are still unbeaten? Can we keep them in the, certainly for the top 6 places?
Oh, it's we, is it?
Yeah. Can we keep them in? Them in?
Is it we as well when we talk Sunderland? Is it we when we do Hull?
No, talking us this group.
Oh, it's us when we do that.
Yes.
Well, let's move on to Sunderland then, and you start, because it is one of your former clubs. Are they in chaos?
Well, I think certainly they've appointed Di Canio, I think, with a short-term goal of staying in the Premier League last season. I think that's what it was. They've not really looked long-term.
Well, why didn't they bin him in the summer then? If that was their short-term goal, he kept them up. Why allow him to bring 14 players in?
Once he kept them up, I think there was no option then. Look, we've got to stay with him. I think there were signs early on. There were signs early on towards the end of last season that things weren't quite right. He's upset a lot of the players. And certainly through the pre-season, he's upset more. Even with the signings that have come in, they've all... Oh, there's 1 or 2, certainly, that have been upset with the things that he said and the remarks that he's made about them.
But when you say it's short-term, they've given him and they've given his backroom staff, quite a considerable number of them, and chief scouts, long contracts. So it's mystifying, really. I know the results have been poor, performances have been poor, but to give a guy £19 million in the summer to spend on 14 new players, to give a guy the power to sell players, as in a Sessegnon 2 weeks ago, and then to sack him 5 games into the season, I find it's incredible. Because what I would say is Paolo Di Canio hasn't really changed as a manager or a man manager. Whether you like his style or not, or agree with it or not, he did the same things when he was manager at Swindon. He had rows with his players. He put a player on, took him off after 15 or 20 minutes. The goalkeeper at Swindon did the same thing then. So there was rows then. So you would assume that the guys at Sunderland, Ellis Short and his chief executive, would have asked questions of people and to get to know him, to get to know his character. So he hasn't changed, Di Canio, but for them to do that so soon into this season...
Just on that last shot of the fans, you actually saw a guy saying to him, "You're getting sacked in the morning."
Yeah,
he actually got sacked in the evening. But he was very close. Are you really that sensitive as a group of... I mean, I've asked this to all you players over the past month. Are you really that sensitive that you can't take criticism in public from your manager?
just not the done thing, is
yeah,
it?
it's not the done thing. I mean, you know, managers are quick to preach that we stick together. This is a team. You know, surround ourselves with people, stay in these four walls, blah blah blah. And then the manager goes out and says that. Yes, I mean, people can take criticism, but to go and publicly blame everyone, and I'm not quite sure about all that going onto the pitch and sort of gesticulating to the fans and whatever. Okay, once and. You know, maybe it washes once, but every time they get beat, to keep going to the fans and start asking questions, and it doesn't do anything.
It became, didn't it? It implies actually that that's becoming more and more about him.
Well, he's trying to
rather
take the
than
pressure.
the players
take the pressure off the players by doing that. But in turn, it's put immense pressure on him, and of course he's lost his job today. But I think I was saying before about they wanted an initial impact. That's what they can't give them straight away. He's come in, and Martin O'Neill last season, they were struggling. I felt as though they were in real trouble or real danger of going down. They wanted a manager to come in, make that initial impact, and keep them up and keep them safe, and that's what he did. But I just think...
No one complained when he was going down the touchline on his knees when they beat Newcastle last season. Then he went to the fans at the end because they'd won that game. Now he did the opposite yesterday to try and tell them to keep their chins up or whatever. But that's who he is. That's what he is. That's what you get with him.
I'm not sure either whether when he is trying to take the pressure off him off the players, because he's almost gesticulating, going, you know, what can I do, as if to say, it's them in there that are rubbish. I mean, what can I do? What you tell me was his arm movement, and you know, I think it's all about him.
Roberto Di Matteo is the bookies' favourite. Gus Poyet also on that list. By the time this is on the website, an appointment might already be made. So rather than you look into your crystal ball on that sense, is there a managerial future for Paolo Di Canio in this country after this experience?
Well, I think Sunderland took a huge gamble in appointing him. And I think I'm not sure there'd be many owners or chairmen out there who would be willing to take the same gamble again.
No players would want him.
And not top flight club as well. I think, you know, lower down he obviously did a good job at Swindon, but top flight players, they're a different breed. Certainly the foreign lads even he's brought in, they wouldn't certainly like the style.
You mean pampered?
Probably right, yes. yeah. Well, it's true, though, isn't it? It is true. I think, especially younger players coming through now, it's a different breed now, it's a different game, and perhaps that style of management might have been right maybe 15, 20 years ago, but not now.
You are pampered. I have to fan all three of them down whilst the games are going out on Match of the Day. Listen, thank you very much to all three of you. That's it for Match of the Day 3 this week. We'll see you next week.